I don't remember why we were even talking about Series of Unfortunate Events.
It doesn't matter. Start talking about Series of Unfortunate Events and Tim Curry. Okay, start talking about... So, Tim Curry voiced the first 2 books.
Yes, okay, so... No, so when I was going to college, I would listen to it in the car, and he voices the first 2 books. He voices The Bad Beginning and The Reptile Realm.
Right.
And now I'm going to get self-conscious that I get the order of the books mixed up. But after that, you'll notice if you listen to the audiobook, which is the only way that I recommend consuming consuming the book at this point, Tim Curry voices the first 2 books of the series in the audiobooks, and then Daniel Handler voices 3, 4, and 5. And then it goes back to Tim Curry for the rest of the series. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Right.
And it's because, and Daniel Handler is Lemony Snicket. He said, this is how I heard it, he didn't like how Tim Curry was voicing the books.
That's just weird.
No. He said, I don't like how Tim Curry, Mr. Tim Curry, who's voiced everybody, doesn't like how he's voicing this thing. And, I remember we're at the lab. All right.
Yep, we are at the lab.
And then after book 5, it took him 5 books to be like, and granted they're short books, it took him 5 books to be like, never mind, this is hard, give it back to Tim. I'm like,
I wonder.
So, I kind of wish there was a version of the movie or the show where Tim Curry played Count Olaf.
That's right. Spin like a top.
Spin to win, yeah.
Spin to win.
Why were we bringing up for Series of Unfortunate Events?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to get that story out of the way, so
yes,
yeah.
So he's a phenomenal voice actor, but for some reason... Oh, yeah, so I was saying I don't know anything about Daniel Handler, but if you hear that about him, that he's the person who doesn't like how Tim Curry... And granted, it's his story, like, being an author, like, you really want...
Yeah, you want your own thing.
Sorry?
You want your own, like, artistic opinion. You want what you're hearing in your head, and unfortunately, that's not always what happens. Okay.
Yes.
I forget how this works.
There's a good bit about... I'll let you do it and figure it out. Isn't
Yeah, I'll just go ahead.
Like, that's... So, like, if I were an author, I would want the story to, like... This is how I imagine it in my head. Some of them reset, though. I think, like, if you switch them, they reset back to the original position.
Okay.
If you do it that's to keep you from doing it preemptively, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't shoot that one right away.
Right, I saw it, yeah. Just ignore the game. Just keep going.
So he...
I will worry about the game.
It's just because I know how this is supposed to be.
Okay.
I know how this is supposed to be played, just like authors know how their books are supposed to be.
Yeah, so you just do you. I'll figure this out.
But So I get that there's a motivation to, like, wanting your book to be represented the way that you know it to be, but it's kind of impossible to get that exactly with a movie. Like, I'm not willing to say entirely impossible, but how rare is it that a movie gets to represent the book exactly, or a movie or show gets to represent the source, or anything gets to represent its source material exactly how you can only do it if it's activated. Yeah. Why are you hitting it so many times?
I want to hit it fast.
All right. Gotta spin the blue thing to win. Spin that to win.
Spin to win.
Yeah, so the green ones fire directionally. The red ones have arc to them.
Okay.
So the red ones are affected by gravity. The green ones are not.
Hey, remember what I said?
Don't tell you about the game.
Just let me worry about the game. You talk about Lemony Snicket and Tim Curry being the best voice actor ever.
He is really good. I mean, he's like the quintessential voice of... He is the quintessential Count Olaf to me. I know that Jim Carrey was in the movie, and Neil Patrick Harris wears the moniker of Count now.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen the show, like the Netflix one, even though I want to. But there is... so it's this weird disconnect between, like, you just sort of have to deal with his voicing the books 3 through 5 and stick with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think I looked up something that he got in trouble once because he made a joke having to do with watermelons when he was giving an award. Like, it was the way I understood it was he was introducing an author that they were giving an award to, and the author was African American or black.
Oh.
And he made a joke about watermelon in the book or something like that. I don't know the full facts, so I don't know why I'm even saying it, but it's definitely, like, not a good look.
Yeah, that's not a good look at all.
Definitely not a good look.
In fact, if you check the Wikipedia page for watermelons, it just says that they, like, originated in Africa. Like, I don't know how...
It does say that?
Yeah.
That's not true, though, right?
I don't know.
I don't know enough about fruit history. So, yeah, just based on that, like, for you to... Oh, it's because you told me we wanted to do a commentary. So you said, let's commentary over the commentary of the Lemony Snicket movie, the Jim Carrey version.
Right.
And because apparently he was invited, like Daniel Handler was invited to be on the commentary. At least that's what you just said.
Yeah, he was invited to be on the commentary of the Jim Carrey
Yes.
series of unfortunate events.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he's really salty in that and really passive aggressive in that, he doesn't seem like he makes the best decisions. Like,
Yeah, he just like seems like I can agree with that. It really does seem like he just makes poor decisions a lot of the time.
because he didn't say like it didn't come across like, I don't like the way Tim Curry's doing it. Well, then who should we get to voice it?
Me.
Like, all right. But I sympathize with the knowing how your story is supposed to go. Not that I've ever written a long story or
Right,
book or
but
anything
that's
like
still like that artistic vision that you have of like, I want this, and I want this way, and I don't want it any other way, and then you realize that it's hard to like get that exact vision out of your head.
The blue circles have nothing to do with it.
I know. I saw more green stuff explode on the other side of it. I wasn't sure if that was related.
If it was a hole or not.
Yeah, it looked like a hole.
I'm trying to do trick shots. So Ken Follett, who is an author I talk about to you constantly, probably. I don't know if I've ever brought him up. I have, but
I don't know if I've ever brought him up, but I talked to you about him constantly.
I talk to him about you all the time.
That's more impressive.
Mr.
Why the fuck
Follett.
are you talking to him about me?
Ken Follett is recently one of my favorite authors, and he writes a lot of historical fiction. At least, like, I haven't read a lot of his that are like under 500 pages, but all the ones that are like 1,000-page books. He's got The Pillars of the Earth, which is about the building of a cathedral in the 1100s.
Right? Yeah, you did tell me about this.
We're losing viewers as I as I talk about the building of a cathedral.
We are very boring people. Fun fact.
It fascinates me though, even though it's about like something you wouldn't think would be fascinating. I guess.
I don't know where to go from here.
Okay, so get on the cannon and try interacting with that thing with the blue holes. You were shooting a part of. You're on the right track. You're just shooting the wrong part. He has this great bit in
this cannon.
That cannon, yes.
Okay.
It's canon. So he has a great bit. Both his.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So, Pillars of the Earth is about the 1100s, building of a cathedral, and then the sequel, World Without End, is the same town set 200 years in the future. So, and then he just came out with the most recent one, is Column of Fire, which is the same town, but 200 years further in the future. So that trilogy is 1100s, 1300s, 1500s, but it's all the same town.
Right.
And the point is, both the first two, Pillars of the Earth and World Without End, were adapted into BBC 8-part miniseries.
Okay.
And he has a great bit in the commentary for World Without End, where he said, and again, that story's not relevant, it's what he says about the character. The female lead in that is really good. Like, she's just a great character. She's a good female lead.
Okay.
Like, in terms of, like, good, like, there's a male lead and a female lead in a lot of this traditional stuff. In a lot of stories, like, those are terms, female lead,
Yeah.
male lead, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the female lead is played by, I don't remember her name, and I'm completely blanking, but it's Tom Hardy's wife.
Okay.
In real life. And, not Tom Hardy's fictional wife, but his real life wife.
His waifu. Tom Hardy's waifu.
Tom Hardy's waifu. His wife? No, his waifu.
For whatever reason, I was thinking Tom Hanks, and it got even weirder.
No, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I know, but like
The
I'm
woman
just
he's
thinking,
married to. I can't
yeah, I'm
think
just
of her name.
thinking Tom Hanks waifu now, which is definitely not something I expected to be thinking about today.
She plays the female lead in it, and she's probably one of my favorite characters in the story. She's Ken Follett's like favorite character. At least I think he said that or something like that. And so, who played her was really important to him. Like,
yeah,
he's a bit like he's not quite on Daniel Handler's level of like he knows that the show or the audiobook or whatever the adaptation is not going to fully match what he had in mind, even though he knows in his head how the story goes. Like, as a viewer, you have that problem of like,
well, you can misinterpret things even if you get everything perfect for how the author thinks it should be or the creator thinks it should be. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's all going to match up with what the viewer is thinking.
How many times? But what I mean is, like, how many times have you? Okay, so that thing when you're hitting it isn't spinning; it's not on. How many times have you been watching a thing, and you're like, "That's not what that character." When you read the book, and you're like, "That's not what the character looks like."
Yeah, like that's not what it looks like in your head, so it doesn't work for you. Also, have you seen the Aragon movie?
No.
It's
The Blue Dragon.
It's abysmal. Yeah. Don't. If you read the book, definitely don't watch the movie. That's a recommendation for anybody who's read the book. Like, not just you. This is a PSA. Whatever you do, don't.
Have you read the original book?
Yes, I read all. I read the original, or I read all 4 books.
You know, it's weird that this entire thing just needs one green ball of light to be powered.
That's it's kind of weird. You get one photon and it's fine.
See, I don't know how preemptively you can do it. I don't know when.
I mean, you can see where the ball is, so you can work it out from there.
I just mean you're shooting them so ahead of time. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's a pretty forgiving, like.
Well, because you can see that the ball's moving back and forth, like that.
Yeah. And he, like Fall says in these like bonus feature or whatever, where they're talking about casting it. He said, whenever you read a book, like the actor has a hard job because no matter what, they're never going to match that picture that you have in your head.
Yeah.
And across millions of viewers, no one's going to have the same picture, and then the actor's not going to look the same as that person you're thinking of.
Right.
And he says a good actor or actress will take about 5 seconds to convince you, no, the picture you had in your head isn't the character, they are the character.
Right.
That's amazing. If you have that ability to do that.
Also, I just realized that the audio is not plugged in. If you could hold the controller for a minute.
Remember you say everything I just said?
We're doing it live, kids.
Ooh, he's doing his idle animation. Right.
Are you excited?
No, you know how they always give video game characters that thing that they do when you haven't touched the controller for a long time?
Yeah, it's the idle animation.
He spins the stick around.
Oh, okay. You know what, I'm not gonna worry about... I'm not gonna... Is there a cutscene coming up soon? Do you know?
The cutscene doesn't happen until you save JP. And there's a specific room where he's you see
Okay.
that green...
In that case, I'm not going to worry about it because audio for this game really doesn't seem that important.
Oh, the audio of me talking was picking up.
Yeah, the audio you talking about is picking up, but the game audio
I thought you were
not.
saying I had to say everything I just
No,
said.
no, you're good.
You know, yeah, the JB's voice actor is fun and funny. Like, the voice. I always liked the cutscenes.
Yeah, I want to pick up the voices.
I always like the cutscenes in this game.
I think you got a bowl of this.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you just power shot it.
I have to remember what's Bola. That's
Hit R. That's your change weapon?
That would change the...
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And you can just leap across. Oh, no. Is it more fucking plants?
No, it's... You'll see what these things do.
Do they explode? Is it fun?
Yeah. I don't think there's any way you can destroy those except with these cannons.
I do hate how combat works in this game, honestly. Like, kinda.
Yeah, it took some time for me to realize it's probably not the best.
It doesn't feel rewarding at all, really. So what do the things do? Just die?
They produce more of this gunk. They're the thing, they're the species that's messing the whole lab up.
So that's annoying.
JB is having such a hard time, basically. You're gonna create a compilation at the end of this of every time
Your phone rings.
Also, if your family's trying to sleep, I should have put it on vibrate.
It's fine.
But yeah, so we'd been getting into Go because we had I could do it now, but it's like 2 years after the game came out, and that was like the big rush of it all.
I mean,
But there's
Pokemon
actually
Go
still,
was alright, I guess.
Did you ever play it?
I played a little bit. I never really got like that into it.
Do you have a phone that does it?
I mean, I have almost any mobile phone can do it.
Nah, that's what. Nah, fam.
Yes.
No, that I remember specifically. It came out in 2016,
Yeah.
and my brother and I couldn't do it because we didn't have phones that could do it.
Oh yeah, no, like there was a specific like.
We also had
high-end
$80 phones.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
You have a good reason for that, which is you had $80 phones.
We have budget phones, yes.
That was an interesting fall. But yeah, I didn't really care for it much, especially when it first came out and there wasn't even like...
Oh, but you downloaded it and played it?
Yeah, a little bit. Because like I had a phone that could handle it, at least somewhat.
I very only just got into it, because like I said, hence the phone. No, that's where I say that's where I do most of it.
Yeah, it's big at our college.
Like my mom was able to find she met someone who does it around here, and there's a whole community here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of fun. Like, well, I don't know. It's like it's fun How do you?
Gigi Bulba, what do you have to say considering I can't hear you?
He just tells you the same stuff that I would tell you. I'm being your flea bulba.
Okay, Flea Bulba, tell me.
No, it's less about getting the characters because you can just like sit at home and play your regular copy of the game. The funness comes for me. What's fun is like when people like it's people.
Yeah,
I think I like when people.
It's the interaction.
Yeah, so I've played it a little bit at UMBC.
Yeah.
And
you fuckers. I see why you thought this was annoying.
This part of the game is my least favorite part of the game.
This feels like it was just kind of unnecessary. Got him. Can I get this other one though?
I guess I never thought it'd be relevant to bring it up because I didn't know if you had a phone that could do it or if you cared.
Yeah, I just really don't care for it that much. But like, it's not that it's not fun. It's a cool game. I like the idea at the very least.
It's definitely one of those things.
It's definitely.
No, it's definitely one of those things that humans give you reasons like.
It's an interaction thing.
No. Humans make like there's a reason to not like it.
Yeah, there's absolutely a reason to not like it.
Plenty of news stories have come out about it, but it is interesting to see like. I kind of wish that there was a version of the game that was like you sit at home and do it, and it was a different map, something like that. But then you'd just be playing a regular video game.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I can get that. That's kind of what the Switch aims to do. No, you don't.
Right. Take it on them. Yeah. So. I forget how this room. You can't beat them. Just
I know.
Yeah.
So you should, in theory. Let's stop using names.
Yeah.
Let's just say that guy.
Just do an edit cut.
No, because then I have to cut out the whole thing that I just did.
Well, then bleep.
I can bleep. I can also cut it out, but like I don't want to be doing that every like 5 minutes if we're gonna talk about personal stuff.
Then Then only bleep that part.
Yeah.
Everything from now. Do a beep the whole time.
It's just the whole time. There's no like attempt.
Well,
this room's fucked.
This one's really bad. I almost stopped playing the game. I remember when I was younger.
Alright, so we gotta get power to that, which means we gotta get it there.
Yeah, so it's being plugged up. Oh, Jabulba names them Gunkies, by the way. I think.
They name them Dunkies?
No, Gunky.
It's Dunkies.
More Gunky.
More Gunky. Okay, so that gets power to that.
Because they create gunk and that's all they do.
That's all they do. Sounds like me.
Yeah, so all the stuff that you would want a green shot for, you get a pink shot for.
That's fine.
I'm pretty sure the greens can destroy those things, though.
Oh, I don't have any power anymore.
So I think you have to power the green one up there, and then...
This is a nuisance. I can understand, like, this room in particular seems pretty bad.
Yeah, I didn't like this. And also, it's so different from, like, you were saying the combat and everything. But once you get used to the combat, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
This is so different from the rest of the game. There's nothing after this in the game, and there's nothing before this in the game that's at all similar to anything you do in the lab.
Okay, yeah.
You don't do tube puzzles. You barely use cannons in the game. You do use cannons in, like, the third one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Damn
it, can't aim that low.
No, that one's not possible.
Rip.
But,
Anyway, those are dead motherfuckers now.
You don't use any of the stuff until, no, you just never use it.
My only question is, why is the angle on the cannon so high? Like, if you look, it's like the upper, like, third of the screen.
What do you mean?
Like, look at where the cannon's shooting. You would think the cannon would shoot, like, directly forward, but, like, because of the angle that the camera's at, you're aiming, like, above the top third of the screen when the shot actually hits the wall.
Sort of. I don't know. There's no scope.
Well, if you look, the horizon, or the middle of the screen is going to be where the end of the barrel is. And you see how high this goes.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're not using the entire bottom of the screen.
Oh, but it still puts the cannon there.
Yeah, the cannon's still, like, there, and it's, like, there's no good reason for it to be, really.
Also, JB had no reason to create the valves in the first place.
Yeah, there was no good reason for this. JB's just an idiot.
Or you at least use one valve. Or you were practicing making valves.
Right. Right, double shot. Huh?
I think it has to be pretty immediate. I think they reset pretty quickly, don't they?
I don't know why that one reset. Fuck.
Oh, you ran out of power.
Fucking, yeah. So that's gonna mess that up. No, you go away. Don't come back. For like 30 seconds. Yeah, Zap. Okay, you gotta do them in order, I think. Yeah, it's whenever it makes contact with the thing, then it changes all of them. Okay, that should work. I just got that.
Before the power
Before the
off.
power, before the fucking gunky came over. More gunky.
What is the power? Oh, that spinner.
This thing. It's spin.
Make a spin.
Spin fast, please.
Did not do it. Hit it again.
What's it doing? Oh, it's the...
Oh, it opened that
it
door.
just
It opened the door.
It didn't, yeah. This is what we get for playing with no sound. If you really want, by the way, I can turn on the sound monitoring one here and you can just wear the headphones, or I can wear the headphones.
It's really... I mean, is it picking up?
No. It's not picking up the game audio.
Are you able to make it record the game audio later?
Yes, I just messed
It's
it
not
up.
relevant until you get to the JB. The room
Yeah.
JB is in.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So they call the pink ones gunkies. What do they call the yellow ones? Because they just make zaps. They don't make gunk.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just zap you.
These recipes don't do anything useful.
Yeah, I
except
know.
for the mana magnet, which I could have told you to get in the other one if I remember that that's where it was, but I didn't.
Hey, thanks.
So, yeah.
You're real useful. You're a great guide.
This sparks
Thanks, JB.
a game that Luke has played in his childhood. It's like, apparently I don't remember it either.
I remember nothing. Okay,
this
that
is
one's-
jogging
you just
none of
gotta-
my memory.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the lab is bigger on the inside, by the way. Like, intensely bigger.
That's a lot of gunk.
That's a lot of gunk.
Now that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of disgusting.
You know what we could use to fix that? Flex tape.
Tape over the gunk. Still there, but it's covered in tape. Oh, yeah. So if you thought that they were involved, here's this. Which you already... I mean, you are older than I was when I did it, but you're grinding through this pretty well-pacedly.
Yeah, like, I'm just trying to get through this, because I know that this isn't going to be fun in any regard.
There's no reward. There's nothing like this before or since.
You get what? Do you get the staff at the end of this? Or the animal power? Do you go on thought?
No, you don't.
That's even less rewarding then.
Yeah. You get to do the scene from Two Towers.
Oh,
That comes.
excellent. So this one flips. This one flips.
Can you not get a green thing to destroy these red things?
I can fall off the cliff because this game does not. Also, I landed on something and it kind of is
didn't
dead.
count. Yeah, I mean, I don't go back and play this game often, but sometimes
That's understandable.
Yeah. I remember playing it like not a lot when I was a kid, but for me playing a video game, it was like I played it like 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
which is a lot for me.
Oh yeah. No.
To play a game.
If I play a game more than twice, more than once really, then it's probably a game that I just really enjoy. Like I played through Vanquish 3 times, and that's fucking unheard of from me. I can show you that one later. It's a third-person shooter. I just enjoy it. Like overall, it's a very fun game for me. But like, I played through that game 3 times over the course of like maybe a month and a half. It's short. Like the story's short, so like it wasn't like I was grinding through the whole game that many times. But okay, so that's that. I guess I'm good at platformers, maybe.
The space is also like, this is gonna sound weird, but compared to a game like Spyro or something, the space is harder to
Navigate.
reason. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So it's like it just makes less sense.
It's hard. It's hard to tell how your character's going to occupy it. I guess. Is there? So there's no green one.
There's no green one. You just gotta do it.
Yeah. So sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah, you did say something, and I wanted to make sure. I like how they haven't plugged up this one, because if they plugged up this one, they'd be fucked. Like, you couldn't do anything.
You wouldn't be able to clear the gunk off the cannon and go back to the cannon.
Yeah.
There'd be too many things going on.
All right. So we clear off all the gunk. It's all about priorities, honestly.
Yeah. And then kill the second wave of gunkies.
Yep, and then you kill the second wave.
After the light passes a certain portion of the tube, you don't have to care if it gets gunked up again. You just don't.
Okay.
You don't need multiple charges of light. I'm pretty sure you just need one.
Then we hit this.
Yes.
Hit this one. If I hit it right. Kill the gunky. Flip this.
And to a certain extent, you don't really have to kill the gunkies. You could just clear off the gunk as it appears, but it would just be a lot to manage.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's way easier to just kill the gunkies.
You got a middle piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the reset time's a bit more forgiving with this just because there's so much stuff going on.
Well, they made it slower for sure. Nope, that's
oh man, that was right on the thing.
Right here.
I'm saying you could try to go through without killing any of the gunkies and
This is fun though.
Right.
Stupid, but fun.
Yeah, you did the middle piece again.
Oops. They all reset, so it doesn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter anyway, it's fine. I just gotta, like, get back into the rhythm now, because I fucked it up.
Yeah, so what's the term you used earlier? Nostalgia goggles?
Nostalgia goggles, yeah. Talk about that?
I may or may not have that with this, but
I think you definitely do. This game doesn't actually feel that good.
But I'm aware of how bad it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm able to, like, it's not nostalgia in the way that's, why is it not turning?
Motherfucker.
It just waited until you failed, or it waited until the light disappeared for it to be turnable. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm fully aware of how bad it is.
Okay, yeah, that's fine then. Like, I can understand, like, you can really appreciate a game when you understand that it's bad,
yes,
but you actually don't mind that, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I pick the things I like about it. Like, I think the cutscenes are funny, and I think the voice acting is funny. And,
yeah, for sure.
But
the show was the same way. It actually felt like a legitimate show and not just like some TV ripoff of a video game that was popular at the time. Right. That's what it was.
Because I think at its core, the characters were always cartoon characters.
Yeah, for sure. It was just a cartoon character, and that's kind of like just how Spyro felt at the same time, too.
Yeah, you gotta get these middle pieces. I don't think any gunk... The gunk only forms in the same, like, 6 places. So just make sure you get through this, like, awful thing, and you gotta turn all 3 of them again. It's gonna hit the gunk.
I can't do it. Yeah. There was no way I could hit that properly.
Yeah, I mean, you could just memorize all the places where gunk is going to form.
And then hit them that way, yeah.
And hit it in order, and then not care about the gunk afterwards. And treat the gunk like a valve. Like, just treat it as a thing you have to shoot to let the thing pass through. It's the same thing. It's just, instead of 5 valves, there's, like... Calm
down, buddy.
Yeah, so these 3 shouldn't reset by the time... You just have to get the one up top, yeah, and then switch them all. And they may reset that gunk. No, the one who puts it there is dead, so... Just hold off.
I think they switch up which ones they hit. Fuck.
Well, there might be one on that. Yeah, I might create one on that middle piece, but you should be good just down there.
That was a mess.
Yeah, but you're done. It's a mess we never have to do again, ever.
Yes, we never have to touch that puzzle.
Probably in the history of our lives.
That's got to be absurdly
we
frustrating.
We will die before we do this again. Canonically.
That particular puzzle just seems absurdly difficult, especially for a kid's game.
Yeah, I think that one was... I mean, clearly I beat it, but...
right, but that was, time management, more or less. Like, that was, really heavy, resource management, because you can only fire so many shots.
Time management.
Gotta say, that's the most important skill you'll ever learn, especially, if you head to college, that's, the #1 thing that you learn.
TAC inspired me to go to college.
How did TAC inspire you to go to college? Go on.
Time management.
Just time management? That's it?
Yeah, I was like, well, I have this skill, might as well use it. It wasn't a dream of aspiration, it was a dream of exasperation. Well, I already have the skill, so I might as well make it worth the thing that I did. You don't even see the gunk come out of his mouth, it just appears on the ball.
Yeah, it just appears on the thing. This is really poorly programmed, I'm just saying. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
I
this
mean-
game's good or like is even worth us playing, but we're already here, so fuck it.
Well, it was the one game I was able to offer besides like Zero Mission or
Yeah.
something like that.
I mean, like we should play through Zero Mission. No, you don't, buddy.
We should at some point, and then you should feature my first ever speed run if I ever get good at that.
Even if you don't get good at that, I'm more than happy to record
To
speed
try
runs
me
for you. Yeah, like I'd love to see you just speed run something. It'd be
I mean,
fun.
the joke would be that it's really bad, and it's not a speed run. It's
No,
like
it's
very
garbage
slow.
speed runs, but like we'll still submit it to fucking speedrun online or speedrun.com. Yeah, not GDQ.
Oh, okay.
If they let us into GDQ, something's wrong. Like nobody's ever tried to run this game. Maybe, like if I were to speedrun the original Monster Hunter, which
Has no one ever speed run that?
No, there's
Speed
no
ran that?
there's no official speedruns up on speedrun.com.
Oh, I didn't know it was the same.
Yeah, speedrun.com is like it's Speedruns Live, I think is like the affiliation or like the association that handles it. But Speedruns Live is like a massive association that's like for like overall organized speedrunning. So like sometimes you have
Oh yeah, if you just memorize the arc of the gunkies and just shoot in that direction, you will eventually hit them. Like every time.
I mean,
they
you're
come up.
right.
Like you can just hit that one right now in that part of the arc that it's in. Yeah, and then
Never worry about it, yeah.
and we'll not worry about it until it comes up again. But you're good for like like you just keep juggling them.
That's what's happening. That's all I've been doing. It just takes a little while.
And they go to the left. Yep. So sync it so they both come at the same time, and then
shoot them, and then
shoot
go
the guy,
back.
Yeah.
Well, you
management.
want the time management to be here. You actually want it so that it's left, center, right, center. So you want to shoot some of the gunk. You want to have a little bit of time between them.
Right.
So that way you have the most it's shot efficiency or like time efficiency as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really bad with stuff that has to do with timing. I like don't ever have me play a game that uses quick time events.
You want
or
to
something
talk?
like that.
You want to talk to me about you being bad with timing?
What?
You texted me at what 4 p.m. that we were gonna record shit, and you got here at like 7.
Okay, Mr. Passive Aggressive. Apparently, it does bother you how late I show up.
No, it
sometimes.
doesn't. I just like giving you shit for things.
Yeah, I mean, would I be late though if I said, "Oh, I'll just come at 6:00"? Would that be being late?
That would be. I mean, like if you have an approximate where you would show up, but like you texted me at like 4, and so I was like, okay, cool, or like 5.
No, what I mean is, it's only late if it's different from the time you declared, not from the time that it is in universe. Does that make sense? Like
don't
6.
Understand what you're going.
6
with
is late in universe. In the world we live in universe, 6 is late.
Not
But
particularly.
if I say
no.
I'll be there at 6 and I'm there at 6, I'm not late.
Yeah,
Even though it's a late time.
time
Does
is
that make
relative.
sense?
Yeah.
So-
late is like 4 a.m. That's what I would consider late. Like if you say, hey, can I?
4 a.m. is late.
4 a.m. is late.
Late in the morning.
So is this the room?
It is the room. Yes, so JB's trapped.
How the fuck did you manage to get this fucked up, buddy?